up, Pete? How you guys doing? Get started here in 2 minutes. What's up, name? I like the name. Clever. How was everyone's weekend? Anyone do anything cool this weekend? 3-day weekend for the market, at least. Hey, you working out? I just got back from the gym. I did shoulders today. Anyone else work out today? What you guys hit? What's up, Mal? Happy birthday to your daughter. That's awesome. Ooh, Rams or Cardinals? Who do I want to win? I kind of want the Cardinals to win. What about you? I like the Cardinals. Well, I don't like them, but you know, I prefer them to win over the Rams, I think. It's snowing here in New York too, Cameron. You got lost in the woods. How the hell did you get lost in the woods? You want the Cards to win. Snowing in Toronto. You're taking Rams money line. Actually, I do have like the boosted odds because I haven't signed up for DraftKings yet because it just became legal here in New York. So I could do all those free bets. Hiking, nice. You had no compass. Oh boy. We'll get started here in 2 minutes. 7:19, so 7:21, or for me at least, Eastern time. 60 in Denver. It's been brutal in New York. Well, it's been brutal in like all of the East Coast, but it was like -6 yesterday. Today it's cold. I think tomorrow is supposed to be way warmer. Yeah, free bets. Yeah, Chris, I can get that $1,000 risk-free bet. But if you win, you can't like take the cash out. You can't withdraw it. You have to use it again for another bet, which is where they get you because you're probably going to lose. Sam asked, could you discuss? All right, let me, it's actually 7:20, so go live here. Take the music off. Sam asked, can I discuss the levels we need to watch if we're going to enter a bear market? We're not entering a bear market. Look at the overall trend. This is not a bear market at all. All right, this was a dip. This is not even a bear market. That was like 2 months. February to, yeah. We are not in a bear market whatsoever. But what I will say is that this rising wedge does look a little bit sketchy. If you guys know anything about Elliott wave, typically wave 5s are rising wedges, so this could be a wave 5. I just haven't done it yet. But these lows are holding very nicely, right? We have 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3, I guess you can count it, 4, 5, 6. So these lows need to hold. if this 456.60 gets taken out, you know, it might trigger, I think as Viper would say, that he does the strat, like a pivot machine gun, I think it's called. Right, like all the daily candles are gonna get taken out. I wonder where the 821 EMAs are on the weekly. Yeah, so here's the weekly chart. Nothing to worry about, honestly. Like, well, you should never be worried, number one. Should never be worried. Always take emotion out. If you're worried, that means you're sizing too big. I try and preach that in the Discord all the time. Right? If your heart rate increases when you have a position, decrease your size. That used to be my biggest problem when I first started trading, is I would make money and then I would increase my position size because I had more money to use, and then I would freak out when it dips 2% and then I would sell my position. So definitely size smaller, and you guys will remove emotion, you'll play the chart, it'll be way better. Buy to open RAM minus 3.5. That's funny. Are they minus 3.5? What's the over under, Chris? Let's see. Over under is 48.5. How to take advantage of the BullTrades option flow. So John, if you actually go to my last stream I did, I covered it. I could show you actually. So I think it's this stream. Yeah, I covered the flow in this stream 7 days ago. I did like a comprehensive overview. Maybe I should I should cut the video to post it. Post it as a separate video. Could do that. Trying to just answer some more questions before I go over charts and stuff. Yeah, pivot machine gun, yeah. Hello to all the people that just joined. We got a decent amount of people in here. Let me turn this taskbar off. That way we got some full screen action here. No problem, John. What other questions you guys have? Keep asking questions. QQQ. Same exact thing. QQQ looks very good if it can hold here. Look at this trend line. 1 bounce, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 touches. It's bounced every single time. Right? We have a lower high and we're constantly bouncing off of this level. Or this line, as you could say. And then if we look intraday, closer time frame. Change the color so we could see it pretty clearly. We'll use yellow this time. All right, we're forming this wedge. Take a look at the MACD, RSI. Right, so we have 1 bounce, 2, 3, and then we also have 3 bounces on the bottom. Right, lower highs and higher lows. We're kind of getting some tighter price action, and this can result in a move to the upside or to the downside. But with everything, you want a good risk to reward, and this setup will give us a good risk to reward. We just got to see what price action does tomorrow. Can I talk about positioning and size? Cblast actually has a post in technical chat, I think. Right, Chris, where is that post? Mal also has a post here. You can use this. I think he has something somewhere else. Maybe it's in this one. Oh, I also have this here in analyst watch list. If you go to the pins, position sizing right here. I would read that just so I don't have to cover things twice, you know. And then also maybe in announcements there. No. Oh, it's pinned in options chat. Okay. Here, this is where C-Blast posted his position sizing. Definitely check this out. Take a screen here. You could take a screenshot of my page if you want. This is the full post. Whoops, sorry. Trying to make it bigger. Oh, it's not gonna make it bigger. If you want to screenshot that, go ahead. Mario, get back to work, man. Hopefully you guys got the screenshot. If not, it's in the options chat. Yeah, another strategy is if you make money, you can always withdraw it. Like as a beginner in your first year, right? Everyone wants a bigger account, but if you're a beginner, your odds are you're gonna blow up your account, and it happens to everyone. So let's say you make some money in the week, pull out half, put it into your bank account in a savings account. Now you have half of your profits stored away, and you can take advantage of those profits and put it into your savings. Let me answer these questions. IWM, here's IWM. So intraday, this is like the most recent days. Kind of starting to form this wedge here, right? We have multiple touches across this top trend line, and this bottom trend line looks like it might hold pretty well too. So if we can break this pink trend line, we might get a push up to let's see what the daily candles look like here. Okay, right, so this is the daily high. I would take a break of this pink trend line, and my price target would be that 218.19 level. At any point of time, what percentage of your fund do you engage? I never risk more than 5% really on a trade. Generally, I use about a 50% stop loss. So, I mean, at most 2.5%. What do I think about WFC? Let's check it out. Yeah, financials have been doing well recently. All right, this is, yeah, Wells Fargo. I made my mouse way too sensitive. Looks like a big cup and handle, right? Cup, and then a little channel, and then it broke out. But let's take a look at the recent price action. All right, so we have multiple touches across the bottom. It started to form this line of resistance right here. It broke out, right? You could have taken that entry right here. Right, it touched it right at the end of the day, so it did gap up. Ideal spot to enter was right at the break of this yellow line, and then it exceeded. Let's see though. All right, so it should have room to push to around 59.50. Right, this level right here, right? We rejected right here and here. So we are in the middle, but sellers should start to step in right? It looks like they're starting to step in already. But I don't like to take these overextended plays. Right, the risk to reward isn't that nice, right? You have limited profits to huge risk. Right, it could drop all the way back down to here, around 50, 82. So I wouldn't touch that personally. Oh, you got a 55 put. Yep. So that has a good risk to reward, right? You sell if it breaks this 59.50 level, and your target is around 54 to 50. How many plays do I take at one time? I won't take more than 3 plays at a time. 3 plays max. After 3, it just gets hectic. It's like impossible to watch. Especially, I basically just day trade and scout. So trying to watch more than 3 tickers at once, because I can't use the multiple charts at once. Like when I go like this is just too hectic for me. So I just use the one screen, and I'll use the space bar, and I could filter through my watch list. BBIG. So they did have a nice run up. Look where they bounced off though. All right, so we bounced once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then 5. I mean, that was like the easiest entry possible. It literally bounced right off of it and then broke out. Right, multiple touches across this trend line, rejected, came back down, hit that support, and then rocketed right to the upside. Good area to take profits was that candle. These are hard to analyze, but it did just have an 821 EMA cross, so that's a bullish sign. It definitely can continue, but the risk to reward, personally, for my liking, isn't there. Right, it could run to 557, which would be a huge run. Right, it's about almost a 40% run, but check out Square. So Square overall downtrend, very hard to play here. Risk to reward is very good if it does break out. The setup we had was very nice, but it failed, right? So we entered, I remember Seedless called to play right around here because it looked like we were going to break out, but it just couldn't happen. But we're in an overall downtrend, so it's, you know, it's hard to escape this wedge here. And we did just break this low right here, and we're sitting right at that level. So, you know, this needs to push out and break out. But for now, I'm not touching this. Just look at the daily. Pretty ugly. Thoughts on BABA? Indecision on the weekly. Yeah, so this chart as well, I mean, let's see where this level is. So previous resistance turned into a new support, right? We dipped below, a little fake out before the breakout, but this is the weekly. And then these dips, we're sitting at these levels right now. So this 138.43 level, which is this previous low, this needs to break. Overall downtrend. BABA is on my watch list this week because I do like this time frame here. Right, so we have multiple rejections, but if we zoom in a little bit more, we finally broke this little downtrend right here, right? We're starting to move to the upside. So if this 129.45 level can hold, which is this previous high, I think we might get that push to 138 and possibly a breakout to 148.50. Which that would be a nice trade if we can take the breakout of 138 to 148, 10-point move. And then we have a gap to fill over this, so I mean it could be a runner. Yeah, and there's bullish news they're reducing interest rates. So definitely like BABA this week, but I'm not a fan of trading China names. I don't know why. I usually stick to the same tickers. Neo. So I already had this charted out. Look at that flag. That's a beauty, right? Multiple touches across the bottom. Lower and lower highs. If this can, you know, break around 33.80 or an intraday level like around this high right here, 31.86. If it can push that, could enter here. That would be the next price target. And then if it can break that, you know, we might see a run to the top of this. And then if this breaks out, can get nice. Let's take a look at the weekly. Look at the weekly. Wow. That is a perfect bull flag if I've ever seen one. But what might happen here, all right, so according to Elliott wave, here's an A, B, C. We might get one more push up and then one more wave down. My trading view is lagging. All right, so that can happen, which might happen and fake people out here, which I could totally see happening. So this is a good area to sell if weakness comes about. But that's a classic ABCDE correction. So just be aware of that E wave. What was next? Tesla. Here's Tesla. I didn't do a count for it, but here's the chart I have. Right here's like from December, the current. Here's the last month. Higher and higher lows, lower and lower highs. Right, on Friday we took the break of this intraday trend line. What's the daily? 821 EMA. So we don't have a cross yet. We crossed here, but I'm looking for a big move. I still have runners from Friday. I think if this 1053 level, or what is this? Yeah, 1053 can break. I think we'd see 1072 and then 1100. It looks clean. Right, this is the trend line we played last time. What did we do? This. Yeah, so I remember we got faked out here, but then we entered back in, rode the wave up. But it looks good. It looks very good. Really like Tesla here. They also have a lot of news pending. Yeah, and the ER is on the 26th. Which, what's today? The 17th, so a little over a week. All right, I'm going to cover the tickers that I think have the highest chances of running this week before I do some more chart requests. So Tesla, definitely on my list. Facebook, I'm also definitely watching. It's sitting right at a breakout level. Right, so here's the overall chart. Here's the daily. A lot of consolidation. A lot of consolidation. And I remember seeing the anchored VWAP is like pinching. Yeah, so all the price action is within the high and the low. It wants to move. It really wants to move. So I'm definitely watching this week. We played this little breakout here last week, and that was a nice like 40 to 50% move. Definitely watching this breakout here. I'll probably even take it. It depends where we open up. I can even take it over that 332 candle. Take a starter, and then once it breaks out officially and retest, the retest will be a nice entry. But this is what I'm watching very highly. AMD, definitely watching this as well. All right, multiple touches across the bottom. This 618 level is measured from this low to this high, and it bounced right off, and now it's starting to move back to the upside. Really like this as well, right? Multiple touches across this trend line as well. So I'm watching this for a push and a break. Here's the 2 hour. Here's the daily, right? Nice bull flag on the daily. Looks very good. Nice RSI and MACD. Everything looks good here. And everything lines up with QQQ. Right, we're at the low. We could potentially see a run back to 400. If this holds, right? That's all obviously invalidated below 369. Amazon I'm watching as well. I know someone just asked me to do Amazon. Oh, you see a big drop in Tesla? Yeah, everyone has their own opinion. But I'm bullish because we are in an overall bull trend. We're in a big bull run, so you know I'm going to keep being bullish until I can't be. Regarding Amazon, so we have 1 bottom, 2 bottom, 3 bottom, 4. We had a massive fake out before a nice move to the upside. Right, big bullish candle, people taking profits, little pullback. And now if we go on to the smaller time frame, we got a little wedge here. Right, so this wants to do something. It closed right at resistance, right? So we had 1 bounce of support, and then another 2 bounces here of support. And which it's clear that this would find resistance right here. Right, so this previous support now acting as a resistance. So if it can break that, should see a nice little move up, pull back, act as support again, and then potentially break out over this pink trend line. Right, so ideally we break out, we pull back, maybe fake out again, and then move back to the upside, consolidate a little bit, do a little flag here, break out, pull back, and then go. Consolidate at resistance, break out, go. Right, everything moves the same. It all moves the same. Boeing. So I like it over this previous candle, 226.89. Here's the daily. Right, it's just like in a huge channel. So it needs to break out of this. It's crazy. It did this once, twice, 3 times, and now 4. And this is the longest it's done it. And now that like Omicron is kind of like starting to fade away a little bit. I think airlines are going to go. BA always does this. It was at 446. I totally forgot how high it was. I bought it back in 2015. Rode the wave up, held it, still held, and 5 years later, it took me right back to my entry. But it looks good to run. Looks like it wants to break out finally. So that's on watch. Apple looks exactly like QQQ. All right, this rising wedge. So here's Apple. Here's QQQ. very similar. If it holds these lows, we should see a push and a break to the upside, right around 182, the highs. Right around here. If it can break this pink trend line, we should see our push to around 181, 182. Microsoft. Why am I watching Microsoft? So first of all, MACD RSI. Second, we had a perfect bounce off old resistance, right? So we rejected this old resistance, now turned into a support, right? So we had one bounce and then we had another bounce right here and pushed off. And now on the smaller time frame, we have a wedge. So multiple areas of resistance across this trend line. Found the bottom off that old resistance, turned it into a support. And if we can break this, we should see a move to the upside. Good risk to reward. That's all we can ask for, right? All these are not 100% to work. They're not even 70% to work, but they offer us good risk to reward. And then Chewy, kind of like a decent wedge here, but the daily, right? It's in this channel as well, kind of like Boeing. But here's the overall trend I'm watching. It is in a downtrend, so I'll probably not play this, but it's decent, so I'm going to keep my eye on it. See if we see any flow this week. Fabi covered, and then Shopify. What do I like about Shopify? So we had one bounce, two bounce, and three bounce right in this region. And it looks like we're finding some support here again. And then if we go into the smaller time frame, right, we have the same wedge that all these other tickers have, right? Microsoft, same exact thing. So if we can break this pink trend line, we should see a push back to the upside. Yep, and like Square. Not touching Chewy. Yeah. It's tough playing things in an overall downtrend. That's why, you know, you gotta stick to can't speak. You gotta stick to the tickers that are in a bull trend, or, you know, finding strength in the market. That's what I'm watching this week. This is my whole watch list. If I see anything on the dashboard interesting, I'll add it. But I like to keep my watch list small, and I like to, you know, keep my eyes on what I've prepared, right? I plan the trade and I trade the plan. Yeah, Shop's options aren't good at all, but they move, right? So if there's a move, it's gonna spike. That's the only bad thing with Shop. Very bad for options and expensive. Ask some more questions, guys. We got 50 people here. I see like 3 people typing. Not actually, but LCID. What's up, Blonde Broker? How you doing? LCID. Lockup expiration this week. Let's take a look at the chart. Looking like a cup and handle here, right? Looks like it wants to push up. I wonder what fib level this is bouncing at here. Right at the 0.5. If it can hold this 0.5 and move back to the upside, you know, that's pretty decent. Do I have a watch list? Yeah, this is my watch list right here. I can actually share it with you guys. Export list. Nope. Make a copy. No. How do I? Oh, share list. So let me paste it in the chat. And if you guys want to follow it, you can. No. Okay. So there you should be able to follow it, I think. Yeah, I update my watch list daily. Every single night I look at my watch list and every single night I look at my watch list every night because I want to be prepared for the next day. It seems like a lot of people want NVIDIA, which I posted on my Twitter. So you should have seen my Twitter. If you haven't, here's my chart, right? Wave 1, wave 2, right to the 786, ABC correction. Then we had a full 5-wave sequence inside this wave 3. And now we have a perfect bull flag right into the golden zone between the 0.5 and the 618. So if this can hold, this 256.44 level, this can hold, we have an amazing risk to reward. Good entry here. Bullish RSI MACD. Sorry, I was reading the comments. Bullish RSI MACD. If this can move back to the upside and test this white trend line here and see a breakout, I think, you know, this could potentially run. This could potentially run. This has huge upside to it, in my opinion. Huge upside. Let me read the questions that I'm missing. Do I trade SPY? Absolutely. If I like the setup, I'll trade it. I traded QQQ last week. If I like the setup, I'll take it. AMD, yeah. NVIDIA, add to the watch list. But the intraday setup, I don't think I like too much. Let me see. They all look the same right now. It does look pretty good, actually. Right, they all have the same wedge, so I think there's going to be a pretty big move coming soon, whether it's to the upside or the downside. Right, no one can know. If someone tells you that it's gonna go one way, unfollow them. No one knows where the direction's going. Right, we can guess and you know, get lucky, but these setups give us the best risk to reward, which is why technical analysis works. Roku's been tough, Chris. This is ugly. Look at that double top. Oh my god. This is going to the ground, and Kathy Wood keeps buying it. This in T-Doc. Why don't I chart with extended hours on? There's no volume. It's just unnecessary. I never use extended hours, ever. Don't even need it. How do I exit my trades? I sell out resistance on the upside. So as it breaks out, you can even scale out at the break, right? That's when IV is the highest. And then as it approaches your resistance, you start to scale out. How do I create my weekly list? I trade the same tickers, use dashboard. Yep, so what I do is I basically look through like just a bunch of tickers. Right, I have all my watch list here. And I'll just like go through, like this is from 12/27. I just add as the days go on. And I'll just go through, see what I like. I'll delete the charts and redo them. I rechart everything. Right, so Google, you know, looks pretty decent, but it needs some more time, right? It's inside this range. It needs to either get up here or down here for me to play. Like in this region, it needs to get for me to play it. In the middle of a range. That's just an example. Which is why I don't have Google on my watch list, because it's in the middle of a range. And I'll just go through all the tickers. Delete them and redo them. Delete them and redo them. Keep doing this every night. Micron technology, right? Big cup here. This actually looked kind of decent. This previous resistance rejected multiple times. And that looks like it wants to push out. Coin needs some more time. Mara keeps going down. Bitcoin, Netflix just keeps going down, not touching it. PayPal going to 6 feet under. AMC not touching. GameStop not touching, right? Ugly. And this is what I do. Anything that I like for example, this one I liked, add it to my watch list. Anything on my watch list now, I'll keep my my flow open. Right, I have my flow on my other screen. I put it on my other screen. I set my filters that I want, and I watch flow. And if I see something that I like, go back to the setup and I'll trade it. It's exactly how I create my watch list and how I execute my plan. Back to Roku. But yeah, as Chris said, this is the wedge that keeps on wedging. It just keeps going down. Hopefully earnings are good on the February 24th. Something needs to save this stock. Something needs to help this. I mean, it just keeps going down. It breaks every single wedge. QCOM. I haven't looked at QCOM in like months. I guess I haven't looked at it since November. Gapped up and it's just been ranging above. Interesting. Is there a specific stream where you talked about how to use the BT cloud? It's just EMAs. You know how to use EMAs and SMAs. It's the same thing. I just use it to identify the trend, basically. Right, so on the daily, downtrend, back to an uptrend, down, up. That's basically all I use it for. I don't really use any. A lot of times when I'm trading, I'll just turn it off too. All I need is price action. Support and resistance is all you need to trade. Don't even need the EMAs. Right, a lot of stuff you just don't need. A lot of people have too many things on their chart. The watch is only short term. Yeah, only short term. All I do is just scalp and day trade. FedEx. Yeah, Roku is the next Peloton. Absolutely. Peloton. Also, I just saw Peloton. Why am I typing in the whole thing? Peloton just released news that they're increasing their fee, like a delivery fee and a setup fee. Now it's going to be like $500 more to get a Peloton. I mean, they're killing their business. First of all, who's buying a Peloton now? Gyms are open. Shutdowns aren't happening anymore. Why would someone buy a Peloton? I mean, it's back to $30 a stock when it was at $170. How crazy is that? This should go back to the lows, I think, about $17. Back to FedEx. What time is it? 8 o'clock. I'll stream for 15 more minutes. We got football on soon, ladies and gents. Nothing really too good here. See, when I look at these charts, I'm just like trying to force a setup. I wouldn't trade this. Yeah, wouldn't trade it. If you want my honest opinion, I wouldn't touch it. I'm not gonna just, say what you guys want to hear. So that was FedEx, UPS. This broke, this inverse head and shoulders, didn't work out. Not touching it. Right, so it has this kind of wedge here. Let's see. Right, so it broke. I wouldn't touch it. Right, so it bounced again, rode this line, and then gap down below. It might push back up, retest this, change the color so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Retest this white trend line, and then bounce back down. When I have runners, how or when do I exit? At the next resistance levels. All right, so for example, on Tesla, we had this. We took the entry right over this candle. So we scaled out at 100%. Right, we took half off, and then the next resistance point was this level here. So now we have a free trade going into the next day. We have 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, 4 turned into a resistance. So we sold some more at that resistance. And then the next resistance, which is, I have the line here, you sell some more. You keep selling at the levels of resistance. It's a ladder, right? I know a lot of people like that analogy last time. It's a ladder. Once it breaks one level, it's going to hover near it and it's going to test the next level. If it fails, if it can't get up to that next level of the ladder, it's going to come back down to the previous level. It's literally a ladder. Right? So it pushed up, it tested the next level of resistance, right? So we bounced, we rejected once, tested it here, we rejected it, and we came back down to the support twice. Then it gapped up, did it again. So picture it as a ladder. Big fan of snow. I haven't looked at snow in a bit too. Whoops. See, overall downtrend, so I wouldn't touch it. If you like the company, good for long term. But also kind of in a range here. kind of have like a, so we have this double top here, right? We rejected once, twice. Now we have like a, oops. Inverse head and shoulders. This little channel. Right, it's not perfect, but you know, it's decent. If you can break this top trend line, good risk to reward, right? You enter here, your stop loss is that low, your price target is the high of 316. So if you want to see what the risk to reward is, you use this tool right here, long position. You put the entry where you would enter, like right around here. Stop loss somewhere around here. Price target there, like a 1.2. You enter here, I put the stop loss like around here. So around a 2, you know, decent. Always want something better than like a 2 or a 3. Cat. Let's check out cat. Wow, this played perfectly. So once again, the ladder. So here is a perfect example of the ladder analogy. All right, so we have a level of resistance, consolidated right at the level, breaks out, shoots through that next level of resistance, targets the next one, the next level of resistance right here, and pulls back down and retests this previous resistance as a new support before moving back to the upside. This is like a perfect textbook play. Perfect textbook play. The flow is similar to cheddar flow. It's the exact same thing, but we get better data. We pay for better data. This is the flow. You can customize it to however you like. Right, you could pick less than a certain expiration. You could do sweeps or trades. You do bullish, neutral, bearish, all the above, out of the money calls, less than $200 a contract, more than 500 contracts, greater than 250,000, and so on. You can customize it however you like. Overall flow, you could see this is for all flow. You can go back to January 1st of last year. Excuse me, last year if you want. Analyst ratings, right? So upgrades, downgrades, initiations. See all that here. Alerts you could see here, right from the Discord. Right, you can see the chat. See the alerts right from the Discord, so you don't have to get off this website. Pattern recognition. All this. ER calendar. We have a lot on the 27th. And the 28th. Wow. News. Oh yeah, drop a like, everyone that's in here. Appreciate it, Daft. NVIDIA is building worlds. All right, so if you click it, it will bring you right to it. And then we have the chart. You could chart directly in here. So that's the whole dashboard. For day trading, do you look at daily or the 60-minute chart? I look at all time frames. There's not one time frame that I use, right? So I chart I try and chart on the daily for the entire week. I try and find a setup that I like, and then I'll go down, right? I'll work my way down in the time frames and, you know, take a look at it. 812, right? And then I'll find a setup within the larger time frame. Let's see. Pfizer. I walk past the Pfizer headquarters or office every single day, and there's always people riding. Actually looks pretty good. So you can either do it, chart it like this, right, and it just failed to the downside, or, you know, you could do it like that. So needs to decide here. Needs to hold these levels. If it breaks below 53.94, then downside it is. But I like the risk to reward to the upside. I heard Amazon earnings date. No, not on here either. Probably hasn't come out yet. Since you do mostly scalps, what's your advice to someone with a small account less than 25,000? How do we play your alerts? A lot of people in the Discord have been finding huge success just trading SPY. Right, we even made a index channel, index analysis, just for the indexes. Right, Mal's been great, Viper, all the contributors have been great. Yeah, contributors have been great. Definitely follow these guys too. Viper, Mal, Nick, Ego. Yeah, a lot of people have been doing really well with SPY. Today in overall SPY gains, like, yeah, everyone's been doing very good with SPY. SPY is very good for small accounts. Here's Mal, $1,800, up 180% just trading SPY. Here's Film J, just trading SPY. SPY. Right, a lot of people have been doing very well with just SPY. So, yeah. All right, 8:15. Hopefully I covered, you know, enough, and hopefully you guys learned something. That's the biggest thing here. Hopefully you learned something, or you took something away from the stream. If you want me to chart anything else, just ping me in the Discord. It's in the link. If you're not in the Discord, I know I don't recognize some people here. The link is in the description. If you want me to chart anything, just ping me in the Discord. But on that note, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go watch the football game. Enjoy my Monday night. And you guys should all do the same. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.